We are through the opening round of this year's playoff, and now the pressure is mounting in the quarterfinals. A matchup between one side that's had time to rest and recover, and another team that's battle-tested, already off one playoff victory. As we'll see the number 10 seed in this playoff, the Florida Gators, taking on the number 2 seed in the playoff, the Colorado State Rams. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Chris Fowler here in the booth with Kirk Herbstreit. And here we go, a college football playoff quarterfinal game. Only one team here can keep their championship dreams alive. Kickoff team out there. We're ready to rumble for this college football playoff game. Returner decides to fair catch this. Big guys up front lined up. It's first down. Ball handed off.
You know, in the era that we live in right now, everybody wants to spread the field around, try to create space, try to create one-on-one matchups, and the defense has countered over the years by trying to play out wide. But here's a great example. The defense has the ability to play wide, but still be solid at the line of scrimmage, not give up big run plays.
Important second down play coming up. From the shotgun, drops back looking for an open man. And the pass is incomplete. Offense facing a third and long from the 28. Got to have your pass protection in order in this play. They'll run it from the gun. And it's good for a first down, the 36.
Well, I know it's here early in this game. Boy, this is what you want to see as an offense. You get to these third downs, it's all about trying to create opportunities and momentum. And that's what they've done here, converting to get a new set of downs.
Second down after that run on the previous play. And from the shotgun, an inside handoff. And he's brought down out at the 46.
Man, you know, the back gets a lot of the attention here. He's a good back. I love to see that offensive line win the battle of the line of scrimmage.
Nice third down for the offense. And he dumps it off to the tight end. Breaks loose at the 40. Out of bounds, but not before a huge gain. Offense gets a fresh set of downs.
Oh, the defense. They get this offense to a third down. Early in the game, a chance to get him off the field. But instead, this quarterback shows you why they've had such a great year with a conversion.
Play action here on first down. Quick throw testing the middle. And the pass is intercepted as he throws into double coverage that time. Fresh set of downs for the offense. First down. Timeout is called by the defense. That's their first of the half. Poor starting field position here for the offense. Here's the handoff. Some hard running there through a tackle. They get him down, but he gets the ball across the 10-yard line.
Coaches told us in the pregame production meetings they love this back's mixture of speed and power. We know about the speed, but he also showed the ability to break tackles on that run.
Stopped short of the 25, but it's enough to move the sticks.
Well, a nice first down here by this running back, and what he's doing today makes me reflect on some of the great backs that they've had over the years in Gainesville. Emmitt Smith, arguably one of the best backs, if not the best back in the history of the game. Damian Pierce more recently, but even guys like Eric Rhett and Fred Taylor, just really talented running backs with the ability to take it to the house.
And he's tackled after the catch.
Yeah, they get some positive yards here, but just from sitting up here looking down, Chris, you kind of have a sense that they wanted a little bit more on that play.
Second down after that short completion. And the ball is handed off out of the shotgun. Breaks loose at the 40. And a big gain before he goes out of bounds. The offense keeps churning, gets a fresh set of downs.
Outstanding blocking on the left side of that offensive line. That's really what opened up this play. They did their job, and you can see the results. You burst open and get a big gain on the ground. If I were them, I'd keep going to that side and see how much more success they can have.
Well, they don't block the defensive end and show some quickness, Kirk, getting around the edge that time.
Yeah, this guy's usually getting around the edge to put pressure on the quarterback, but he reminds everybody here that this guy's a complete package. Not only can he pressure the quarterback, but also he is very, very talented and shows you the physicality he has against the run as well.
Quarterback finds an open target on the left side. When they bring him down, that's a very solid gain, but still well short of the mark.
The defense is so caught up in this guy running the football on this drive, they forgot to defend him coming out of the backfield. Nice positive play here.
And here comes play number 6 on this drive. Dropping back, they're going to throw for the first down. Quarterback escapes the pocket. He's hit as he throws it. He makes the grab. Explosive play. The game moves the ball all the way to the 30.
Man, you just continue to see the chemistry between these two. And they told us yesterday in our production meeting, they spent hours and hours of working and developing that chemistry and that rhythm by throwing together throughout those summer months. And man, it's starting to really pay off. He's become his security blanket for the quarterback, and especially on third down, get him the ball.
Second down play coming up for this offense. And they'll run it out of the shotgun. And that run produces a decent gain.
It's not a huge gain here, but if you add up multiple runs like that throughout the course of a game, by the fourth quarter, you're going to start to see that affect the defense.
Now it's third and short from the 22. You expect this is 4-down territory. Let's see what they do on third down. Here's a shot toward the end zone. That one falls incomplete. They tried to press it deep, but now it brings up fourth down.
Hey, the good news is here, Chris, they're still in field goal range, and they didn't cost themselves any points. But they could have more. Got to be thinking about going for this on fourth and short.
And the field goal unit coming on the field now. The field goal is good. It breaks the scoreless tie here, makes it 3-0. So after coming away with 3 in that drive, the kickoff team is out.
Snap, the hold, the kick, everything there perfect to put 3 points up here for the offense.
And the returner elects to fair catch it, no return. Here comes the Colorado State offense on the field. They had some good things going in the last drive, but it ended suddenly with the pick. Let's see what they can do here. First play of the drive, he looks left for a completion. Defense drops him for a loss. Tougher second down on the way. Offense behind the sticks, facing a second and long. Out of the shotgun, he'll hand it off. Breaking free at the 35. Heads out of bounds after a solid gain, more than enough to pick up a first down.
You know, all week, the defensive coordinator told us about the quarterback, he told us about the receivers and how they're going to throw the football. But, man, they better get locked in on stopping this run game because that was a big-time game.
Breaks one tackle, gets brought down, but picks up some decent yardage.
Great job by the offensive line here, opening up some holes and giving the running back room to run on first down. Plays this can open up the playbook for the play caller, allow him to make that defense think, are they going to run? Maybe play action, maybe throw the ball downfield.
And they'll stop him after a fairly minimal pickup.
See, that's how you limit what an offense wants to do. This time, the defense just won the battle up front at the line of scrimmage, not giving up any big plays. Everybody's gap sound, and it's really solid defense on that play.
Offense facing third and short, approaching midfield. Can they convert here, or will they face a tough fourth down decision? Looks like the QB is changing the play at the line. Looking to pick up the first down through the air. Snags the good throw. And he moves the ball across midfield and picks up the first down.
Well, when you play zone defense on third down and you don't get pressure from your defensive line, you're going to give a quarterback a lot of time to be able to find an open receiver and eventually get the first down. Not surprised at all that they're able to convert.
And the senior able to make the stop after a short gain. Looks like a man is down on the field after the last play, so we'll take a timeout. And one final play before the end of the quarter. They're going to run it. Mack gets the carry. And they'll stop him short of the line to gain. We begin the quarter with a crucial play. Offense setting up for this third down. Dropping back, looking to throw for the first down. And they heave it deep downfield. Falls incomplete, broken up by the defender nicely that time.
Boy, this quarterback is really rolling the dice out here today. Remember, he threw an interception the last time they had the ball. I thought he might learn from that, but instead he comes out throwing it into coverage again. Somehow catches a break on this tip ball. If this one was an interception, he better tighten up his decision-making. He's going to cost himself a game.
Bounce right at the 3-yard line and into the end zone for a touchback. And the Florida offense retakes the field. Looking to build on this lead on this possession. Had to settle for 3 last time out. They'll hand it off. A solid 8-yard gain brings up a 2nd and 2.
I tell you, to be able to pick up a nice gain like that, those offensive linemen have to sustain their blocks. Gave them a chance at a really nice gain.
2nd down after that previous play. Run back in the backfield, and he'll get the carry. He's stopped, but he gets a first down.
Look, I realize on any play call, when it's properly executed, they can go to the house for a touchdown. But the runs that really make a game plan work are the ones where you get just what you need. And he barely got the first down, but he got it.
Takes the handoff, and he'll head left. They've got him, but he picks up 8 yards. Sets up a nice 2nd and 2.
Just love watching this back run. Gets behind that offensive line, lowers his pads, and gets a nice solid gain.
2nd down after that run on the previous play. The back's got it. And tackled after a small pickup there. Offense facing a 3rd and short from the 41. Can they make the first down and avoid a tricky 4th down decision? They'll try to move the chains here on the ground. That's a big hit at the end, but he earned a fresh set of downs.
Well, that's mano-a-mano right there. Offensive line knowing exactly their assignment, getting a hat on a hat, and that back threw just exactly where he needed to go to extend this drive. That's a first down.
Now they'll switch it up, looking to throw the ball here. A short completion to the tight end. He's brought down quickly. A short gain gets them a few yards closer to the marker.
Boy, that's pretty good coverage here by this defense. Not much of a window to throw this ball into, but the quarterback's accuracy and the size of the tight end picks up a nice gain.
That completion makes it second and medium. Ball handed off. Tackle, but first down.
Well, Chris, you think about over the years with the Gators and their offense, it's always about Steve Spurrier and spreading it out and fun and gun and attacking downfield. But I think these great Gator teams, they have an ability to do what we just saw right here. Pick up a first down on the ground, relying on an offensive line and their running back.
He's running out of time here. Trying to create outside the pocket now. And he'll wisely throw that one away.
Man, the defense took everything away from him. What do you expect him to do? He can't force the ball into traffic and potentially throw the interception. Does a good job of getting out of the pocket, away from the pressure. Just throw the ball away. See what happens on this next down.
From the shotgun, it's a handoff. Tackled after a 3-yard gain, so it sets up a 3rd and 7.
Well, the defense coordinator this week all week telling us about gap integrity, not giving this running back any creases at all. Really sound defense on that play.
And he'll drop back here on 3rd down. Looks to his left and makes the completion. Takes the football inside the 30, and that's a first down.
Chris, we get so caught up in these wide receivers and their playmaking ability and getting them the ball in space. Like the defense has to pay attention to them. Often too much attention opens up an underneath drag route like this, and quarterback makes a good read. Nice first down.
Quarterback on the move, trying to make something happen. He'll avoid the tackle there with a slide.
Chris, watch him work through his progressions here. Finds the first and the second option aren't there. By the third option, he's got to pull it down and try to pick up some positive yards, of which he did, and then he slides down to avoid the big hit.
Here comes a crucial second down play. Every yard tough to find down here in the red zone. Out of the shotgun, he hands it off. And the sophomore able to bring him down quickly. Offense facing a 3rd down now. They can still get a first down without scoring. Can he get there on the ground? Tackled, but only after picking up a fresh set of downs.
Well, it's a nice job up front by the offensive line, but give the running back an assist for setting those blocks up before he's able to get downfield for the first down.
So another 3rd down conversion. Now they're set up at 1st and goal. And the single back takes the handoff. And he'll take this into the end zone, but hold on here. We do have a flag down. Let's see what that's about. Pretty easy call for the head coach. He will accept that penalty, of course. And the Gators will line up now. It's 1st and goal. Offense looking to throw the ball. Makes the grab on the move. Tackled at the 6-yard line after the completion. Offense really threatening now.
Chris, I love the versatility of this running back. We're seeing what he can do on full display on this drive. He's been running the football very well. This time, they get him the ball out of the backfield, catching it, and he gets another positive gain.
And he's tackled down at the 4-yard line. Defense getting pushed back.
Hey, the defense is doing everything that they can to try to keep these guys out of the end zone. Now we've got a big 3rd down coming up.
Held to a field goal their first drive. Now in 3rd and goal. Can they find the end zone this time? Keep it on the ground. There's the handoff. They tackle him behind the line, a loss of 4.
I'll tell you what, considering they've been out there for a long time on this drive, they sure showed a lot of endurance there, coming up with a big stop. And now it's 4th and goal. And as an offensive coordinator and head coach, with this kind of drive, it just seems like you'd be missing something by not coming away with a touchdown.
So after the field goal, the kicker out there again to boot it away. He's going to try for a return from a couple yards deep in the end zone. He'll be tackled at the 17. Strong job by the coverage team. Looks like a player is down injured at that last play. We'll take a timeout while they check it out. Here comes the Rams offense back onto the field. They came up empty on the last possession, forced to punt it away. Can they begin to click now? First play of the drive, they'll come out throwing. Hit as he releases it, and the pass ball is incomplete.
Well, it's pretty simple. The defensive line does a great job of getting after the quarterback and forcing him into that incompletion.
That play makes it 2nd and 10. They'll run it here. Gets some space around the 30. Oh, and he breaks free. It's a foot race. They bring him down, but a big chunk of yardage on the play.
Big runs like this are just demoralizing for a defense. It's one thing to give up big plays over your head against the pass game. But when teams can run the ball and pick up yards like this, it really affects the team's mental psyche and their confidence. And you'll start to see some missed tackles following a play like this.
About time this offense gets going. It's a 1st and 10. Off the play fake, looking to throw. Fires it to the wideout. Catch is made down the middle. You make the tackle, but the game moves the ball to the 28.
Chris, how about the offensive balance these last couple plays we're seeing from these guys? Not only are they balanced, but the explosiveness. A big run followed up by a big play through the air and puts a lot of pressure on this defense.
Gonna run it. It's Lawrence.
Chris, I just love to see this offensive line in this running game able to establish themselves. This fact is already over 50 yards. We're in the first half, so really good job of establishing the run game. Opens up the play action, opens up one-on-one opportunities. Just keep winning the battle up front.
They'll get the first-down yards before they finally bring him down.
Well, all the receivers to lose track of, it's this guy, one of the best receivers in the entire country. Lucky that wasn't a score.
The Rams will line up on 1st and 10. They're going to run it here. The gain is 2 yards, so it's 2nd and 8. The offense going with the hurry up. Handoff heading left. The sophomore with a strong tackle there. And a player is down injured after that last play. We'll take a timeout while they check him out. This is crucial. Defense needing a stop on 3rd down, trying to force a field goal. They'll run the option. They'll toss it to the back. They'll stop him behind the line for a loss of 1.
Man, that is just incredibly impressive by this defense. And they're looking down there. They're incredibly hyped up, and they should be. That's a great goal line stand. 3rd down, and get able to come up with a tackle for a loss.
A timeout is called. Important stage late here in the 2nd quarter. So with only a few seconds left in the half, the field goal unit comes out of the field. And he knocks it right through the uprights. And that will do it for the first half here. Kevin Connors now has our halftime update. And the Rams will kick this deep to begin the 2nd half. And the return man decides to signal fair catch. And the Florida offense is back out on the field now. And they'll start the third quarter here on the ground. And they'll bring him down after just a short pickup.
Chris, you know, the spread era over the years has always grown offensively, but I've been always impressed with defenses that really build their defense to play in space, still have an ability to be sound at the line of scrimmage and defend a running game. It's exactly what we saw right there.
Quarterback wants to throw it on second down. Receiver makes the grab. They tackle him. Looks like it's going to be just short of the marker, inches away.
Quarterback looks downfield to make this throw. He wants to be able to get the ball to be able to pick up enough yards for a first down, but instead gets the ball at least underneath to the drag route and gets some positive yards.
The catch makes it a more manageable third down. And they pick up the first on the ground. The Gators churn out another first down.
Hey, I love how the back didn't really dance around trying to make a big play. He knew his third down in inches, over the shoulder, get the first down.
See what the call is on 1st and 10. There's the handoff. Brought down, but not before he gets into enemy territory at the 49.
Well, these are the type of runs that begin to wear down your defense psychologically. Already have the lead, come out with a nice big gain, and his defense is thinking, oh no, here we go again. Really nice statement here to get this second half started.
From the shotgun, handoff inside, finding enough space for a solid gain before they stop it. Offense getting set, second down play here. Handoff here from the shotgun. Ball is free in the backfield. And the defense jumps on the football.
Well, that's why you do ball security drills almost every single day in practice. You just can't put the ball on the turf like that. But give credit to the defender for the hit, because that's what caused the fumble.
The Colorado State offense is back out there now. They're finally looking to click. This has been a struggle for both offenses so far. On 1st and 10 here, looking to throw the ball. Makes a quick catch.
This is an example of a quarterback and his offense just taking what the defense gives you. Not a huge play, but positive yards. The defense wants to give that throw to you. Take it, get the ball to your receiver, stay ahead of the sticks.
He picks up the first down, but gets drilled on the tackle.
Sometimes I almost get mesmerized watching these runners who have great vision. You know, the eyes that carry their feet to the open space, making people miss. I just love watching those guys do work.
The offense will set up on 1st and 10. And now the running back's got it again. Goes backwards, losing 3 yards there.
Chris, I think we all kind of get caught up in third down. What's an offense doing on third down? But I think what's also important is how well do you defend first down. If you can hold your opponents to a short gain or a tackle for a loss, you throw the offense out of whack, and their game plan gets much more challenging to try to come up with that first down.
So the offense getting set. This is not where you want to be against this defense. 3rd and long. Tackle behind the line. It's a loss of 2.
With the linebackers and really the quarterback and the defense on this play, diagnosed that read quickly and executed it flawlessly. He just blew in and blew up the option play for a loss.
And at 4th down, they'll punt it away here. And the kick angles out of bounds, so no return possible here. The Gators offense retakes the field. Looking to protect the football and protect the lead. They fumbled it away last time. It's a loss back to the 6.
Good pressure here by this defense, but it felt like the quarterback held on to the ball a little bit too long to come up with that sack for the D.
The offense will look to regroup here at 2nd and 11. It's a shotgun run call. They tackle him behind the line, a loss of 4.
That back just had nowhere to go. Got to give credit to the defense and the run fits on that play.
So a tricky situation here. 3rd and very long inside your own 20. How much of a risk do you take? You know, this defense could be very aggressive at this moment.
Chris, an interesting call here. I know they have the lead, but I thought they might throw the football. They surprised me, but you know who they didn't surprise? That defense. They were not shocked at all by the run call on 3rd down and long. They stuffed that right at the line of scrimmage.
Returner brought down. Sets up the next drive. Here comes the Colorado State offense on the field. Last drive stalled. They were forced to punt it away. Let's see what they can come up with this time. And the ball is handed off out of the shotgun. Great move in the open field. Tackle made after a big gain. They trust the left side of that offensive line and come up with a huge play on the ground.
Yeah, your favorite, Chris, there. No pin and pull there to the left side. Great blocking on the left side, able to create a great push. Nice crease, and the back found that with the vision and picks up some big yards for that 1st down.
And he's able to find some running room. Nice pickup. So down here in the red zone, every yard tough to find. Here is a crucial play coming up. From the shotgun, he's probing the secondary. That's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact. No flag. Brings up 3rd down. Crucial. 3rd down coming up in the red zone. Can they keep the drive going, or will they have to settle for 3? Quarterback changing the play now at the line. On 3rd and short, they'll try to throw for it here. With the catch, it's Lawrence. They bring him down, but not before he gains 1st down yardage.
Now, that's what I call coming through for your team in a pressure situation. Great read, got the ball where it needed to go, and now you're set up to get 6.
The Rams pick up enough yardage for a fresh set of downs. On 1st down, it's play action. Running out of time in the pocket. And the pass is just thrown away. Clearly intentional grounding. And here comes the penalty mark. Coming up, 2nd down and goal. Quarterback drops back from the shotgun. Launching one to the end zone. And he's got it. Tackled down at the 3 after the catch. Defense up against it now.
These undersized slot receivers can be some of the toughest guys to contain for a defense. They're quicker than they really are fast, and they're very elusive, tough to contain in these one-on-one matchups.
They've been stopped on 3rd down twice in the red zone already. Can they find the end zone this time? They'll try to run this one in. He's swarmed by the defense.
Well, a field goal here now on 4th down is obvious. You have a chance in the second half to tie the game up. Think about it. I mean, you're right on the doorstep. What are you going to do? You're going to tie this game, or are you going to take the lead?
attempt. They're going to go for it on fourth down. Aggressive call. Running a quarterback sneak here. And he's not going to get there. The defense rises up and makes a huge fourth down stop. All right, so it's 1st and 10 from their own 1-yard line. A dangerous place on the field. Are they going to run the ball to get some breathing room or be more aggressive? Here comes a handoff. And he's stopped after gaining 4 yards. So 2nd and 6.
Hey, listen, you don't always have to have big plays to be successful. It's a nice, solid gain here. Keeps you on schedule, and you get ready for that next play.
The gain makes it 2nd and medium. They'll go with the ground game here. Running back takes the handoff. Interesting play call here. 3rd and short inside their own 20. They want to get this drive going, or a punt could give the opponents excellent field position. Caught quickly. Finding some room at the 25. They bring him down, but not before an explosive play through this offense through the air. Back at it to start the quarter. Offense getting set to run a 1st down play. From the shotgun now. Here's an inside give.
Hey, you got to do what you got to do. You got to rely on that offensive line in the running game here to be able to secure a victory. Good call, and just keep working that clock.
What's the play call here on 2nd down for this offense? Hand it off to the back. Catch made, but the defense gobbles him up for just a short gain.
Well, this defense understands the magnitude of this drive right here. That's back-to-back plays. They've stepped up and done a great job. Now it's 3rd down. Can they apply some more pressure to try to get this offense off the field?
Shotgun formation here on 3rd down. Quarterback escapes the pocket and takes off. And he decides to just throw it away. That's going to bring up 4th down now.
Boy, a questionable call there on 3rd down. I know they don't convert, but why not run the ball? Keep the clock moving, especially working with the lead in the 4th quarter. Now you got a big decision here on 4th down and short.
And the coverage team able to bring the returner to the ground. Looks like a man is down on the field after the last play, so we'll take a timeout. Here comes the Rams offense back onto the field. The last possession, they were stopped on a 4th down try. Can they get something going here? They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Looking for the wideout. And it's going to be incomplete. Defense had a great chance for the pick. Couldn't come up with it.
I like the quarterback's patience here, and instead of trying to force the issue and squeeze the ball into coverage, he just decides to just basically throw it away and live for the next down.
They'll run it out of the shotgun. They'll stop him behind the line for a loss of 1.
Man, every defensive coordinator will tell you, I just want my guys to play fast. And how about that one right there? He almost ends up tackling the quarterback as he's handing the ball off. This offense is lucky they didn't end up fumbling.
Well, a serious challenge for this offense. You don't want to be in 3rd and long inside your own 20. How much of a risk will they take to try to pick up this 1st down? Quarterback sets up, looking for an open man. He's hit right as he throws it. Incomplete.
Well, that's not what you want to see as an offense when you're trailing late in a football game. An incompletion on third down and long. It's a bit of a risk. With that clock looking the way it looks right now, I think you got to go for it here and hope to convert on fourth and long.
They'll kick it away here. Offense recovers the fumble, maintains possession.
He catches a break here. Always good to have friends looking out for you on the job. That was almost a major momentum shift, if not for the returner's teammate coming in to recover that fumble.
And the Florida offense retakes the field. They had to punt the ball last time. Now they're looking to add points, build on this lead. And the runner brought down right at the 38-yard line.
Yeah, I like the run play here. And offensively, at this point in the game, you want to remain in that attack mode first, while also staying in bounds and working that clock.
Second down after that run on the previous play. Takes the handoff on the counter play. Well, they try the middle, but stuck for no gain.
Well, with the lead here, this is where you really just take your time. The defense, as we know, they are looking to do anything they can to create an aggressive play to try to create a turnover. So you got to work that clock, but also protect the football. I'm sure the coach right now is preaching to all his guys and reminding them about ball security at this point in the game.
And they hit him just as he releases the ball. It's incomplete.
I see what the quarterback's trying to do here. He's holding on to that football to the last possible second to give that play a chance. But he held it just a little bit too long, and the defense is able to hit him to force that incompletion.
And the returner brought down by the coverage team. Looks like a player is down injured at that last play. We'll take a timeout while they check it out. The Colorado State offense is back out there now. They were held to a quick 3-and-out last time, looking to put together a positive drive here. From the shotgun, here's an inside give. They bring him down, but that's a good play. Moves the ball to the 39. And the Rams will hustle to the line here to run the hurry up. And at first down, they go right back to him. Second down here. And the back gets the football. Breaking free at midfield. That's a big gain before he goes out of bounds. It'll move the sticks more than enough for a first down.
Every now and then we see a really good run. We tend to focus on what other people did in order for that run to happen, what the offensive line did. Maybe the receivers are blocking good on the edge. Sometimes the running back is pretty good too. And on that play, he picked up a lot of yards and made that happen with good effort.
And the back now goes in motion. They'll switch it up here, looking to throw. Physical defending. That one falls incomplete. Brings up second down.
Chris, I thought he had his hands on that football. I thought he was going to come down with it. But give the defense all the credit when a big hit knocked that ball loose.
Offense getting set. It's second down. And now the handoff. The pickup is 4. Sets up a 3rd and 6 now.
Well, much like what we saw in the first half, Chris, in this playoff game, no adjustments. Go right back to giving this running back the football. He's had a monster day and continues to get positive yards.
cost him 5 yards. And the head coach will decide to accept the penalty and take the yardage. Come up on third down. Solid drive. Defense trying to get off the field here. And someone moved this a bit too early. That'll cost him 5 yards. Pretty easy call for the head coach. He will accept that penalty, of course. An important third down attempt for this offense. And the quarterback looking to make a play through the air. And he'll loft it to the end zone. Touchdown, Rams. And they take the lead in the fourth quarter.
Oh, man, I think the defense was so caught up with their eyes on the quarterback, they completely lose the running back out of the backfield. Nice job by the play caller here of getting the ball out to the running back instead of the receiver for the touchdown.
PAT up and good. The lead is 4 here in the final quarter. Here's the kickoff team. Let's see if they give the returner an opportunity to bring this back. This one will be fair caught. And the Florida offense is back out on the field now. Last time was a quick 3 and out. Can they get a drive going this time? He'll hand it off. 0 running room. Stop right at the line of scrimmage.
Chris, textbook job by the defense surrounding the runner and preventing that play from being bounced to the outside.
Empty set now. 5 wide receivers. Second down, we're going to throw it. Quarterback looks to his right and finds his man. Defense makes the stop very close to a first down.
Well, the running back that time just kind of sneaks out of the backfield and shows his hands on that nice catch.
Here we go. Third down and 1. Gut check time on both sides. Can he make it to the marker? He's found some room at the 45. Tackled across midfield at the 48. Good enough for a first down.
You know, everybody always wants to talk about quarterbacks today and receivers, and don't get me wrong, that's a big part of the evolution of the game and where we are. But, man, for me, as a fan, when I'm watching a game, there's just something satisfying about the teams and the offenses that still have backs that can carry the ball and come up with plays like that. Move those sticks and keep this drive going.
The Gators pick up enough yards to move the sticks. First down, looking to throw the ball. Looking for his big tight end. Easy throw to a wide open receiver downfield. Tackle is made at the 8-yard line. It'll be first and goal right there. It's first and goal. Can they punch it in and take the lead? Defensive backs up at the line, showing press. Here's the snap. Offense looking to throw the ball. Defense shoves him out of bounds. Not much of a gain there. Offense facing second and goal. Trying to find the end zone off the right side. Touchdown, Florida. And they claim the lead here in the final quarter.
And with a game on the line, they go back to that offensive line and the running back, and it pays off. They take the lead here late in the game, Chris. Now they're up 2. Do you go with conventional wisdom and just kick the extra point, or maybe you go for 2 to make your opponent have to drive the length of the field for a touchdown?
Kick bounces out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Here comes the Colorado State offense on the field. The last possession was a passing game clinic. They moved it right down for a touchdown. Can they keep it going? First play of the drive, they're going to throw the football. The wide receivers got it on a shovel pass.
Ooh, that's not good. They didn't move the football an inch. And more importantly, look at the precious time it's ticking off this clock. They better pick up the pace if they're going to win this game.
Offense getting set up. Here's second down. The shotgun running play call. They get to the line in a hurry here for this third down. They'll change the pre-snap look now. Drops back, needing a third down completion here. And he's got it down there inside the 35. Heads out of bounds after running for the first down to keep this scoring threat alive. Serious pressure now for the defense. Hold on here a second. The replay booth has signaled they want to take another look at this one. Looks like they got the ruling on the field right the first time. They confirm it with the review. The Rams starting a new series here on 1st and 10. They snap it. Quarterback looking to throw the ball. Looking to set up a screen pass here. They finally get him down, but a solid gain in that screen pass. Good call there. They'll hurry to the line here with the clock running. From inside the red zone, they're looking to throw. Pressure is coming. And the pass is intercepted. A takeaway for the defense. Not much room in that return. Tackle at the 16, but an important takeaway for this defense.
I get wanting to be aggressive, but down late in the game like this, that's a throw you just can't make. And now, you're probably not going to get the ball back. This could end up costing them the game.
And the quarterback just takes a knee. And now a timeout taken by the defense, trying to preserve as much clock as possible for their offense. They got some ground to make up. 2nd and long from the 15. Out of the shotgun, he'll hand it off. He moves the ball across the 20 to the 22. Now it's the defense that calls timeout here, trying to get organized and preserve as much clock as possible. Offense sets the formation. It's third down. Here's the snap. Quarterback drops back. That one is incomplete. The defender was right there, and it brings up 4th down now. The Gators will bring their punt team on the field now. It's a low punt. Won't travel very far. This will be down in the opponent's end near midfield. Here comes the Rams offense back onto the field. They've got some time to work with. Can they go for a touchdown here or play it more conservatively and set up for a field goal try? He's got an open man downfield, and it's caught. An explosive play. They finally get him down, but the offense very near to the red zone. Okay, they're in range now for a game-tying field goal as they get to the line quickly. Here comes a first down pass attempt. Catch made along the sideline, but he's short of the sticks. And he'll make his way out of bounds after gaining decent yardage.
And here the tight end shows off his hands for a nice gain. Love to see the big man get his touches.
So here comes second down now. Every play important red zone. Quarterback adjusting now to the defense. The pre-snap motion from the offense. Quarterback looking to pass here on second down. He's moving out of the pocket. And he throws it away. A smart choice that time, but it will bring up third down.
Well, this is it. Late in the game, really tight situation. This is what separates a good quarterback from a great quarterback. Can he come up with the play to keep this drive alive?
Off the incompletion, it sets up a third down and 2. Looking to pick up the first down through the air. Looking for 6. Pass is incomplete, but there's a flag. This is a big call coming up. And the head coach will decide to accept the penalty and take the yardage. So on fourth down, it's an all-important field goal attempt. Hold your breath here. And it's no good. He missed it. A missed chance to tie this game. Still down by 3.
It's a missed opportunity for some points here. The way they were moving the football, I thought maybe a touchdown, at the very least 3 points, but instead, he shanks it.
So the job is simple here. Just take a knee, run out the clock, and begin the celebration. Of course, in the playoffs, it's survive